Welcome to Under Two Capes. I'm Jared,
And I'm Lad.
and we have probably one of the most special episodes in line for you guys today. So we're going to be talking about two things. The second topic is going to be part 2 of He-Man, Masters of the Universe Revelation, because that releases in 3 days. So we just wanted to get a nice episode out there to preempt. Second off, we have officially launched the Under 2K, the Comics League website. You can go on there. You can have our bios. You can have access to all of our shows, whether or not that's ODSP, the Uncanny Academy of X-Men, Knights of Mandalore, the new show Under Two Capes. You can find all of our stuff from there. You can find where to subscribe to us on audio and video. It's going to have everything. So we'll give you guys a little walkthrough of the website.
Yeah, take me down through the website. Let's see it.
And second off, Lad, we have our own website now.
I know, that's crazy. We really can thank Tyler. He's been doing all the work for this.
It was done by Tyler.
Our good buddy Tyler.
So here's the site. Look at those handsome boys.
That's cute. All right.
So here's the page.
So,
and this is the main page where you're always going to land. It has to follow us. You can find us on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. If you want to actually come on the show, there'll be a little link here for you guys to do. Here's the link to the Orbital Drop Shock podcast. We have the Star Wars podcast. We have the link to Spotify. We have all our tags. So you can search for our specific episodes via tags. Like if you want to do like Batman, if you want to do like Snyder cut stuff.
Yeah.
And then you can see these are links directly to like our latest episodes. So we're like, let's say we wanted to watch this one. You can click on that and it'll bring you directly to a link to the YouTube channel where you can actually watch it directly from here. Next, we have our team photos, which is basically just introducing you to the handsome gentleman that hosts this podcast. There's me hanging out with 2 Spartan 2s, and yes, those are real Spartans. I had to bribe them to let me take a picture with them.
Huh.
And then here's Lad tabling for. Oh, is that the Pokemon Go Club, Lad?
Yeah, that's the Pokemon Go Club photo.
All right, yeah. So that's Lad, and despite what he'll say in this one, he is my sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
He is the Robin to my Batman.
That's right.
So next, by the way, all of these cover photos were like custom done by Tyler himself. He's the master of photo manipulation.
Mm-hmm.
He can make me look like an old man. So here we go. Here's the about page. We can play like first you can play our channel trailer or like our Snyder cut reaction, our trailer reaction, and then you can go to the intro to our page where we have like where you can get like short descriptions on all of our podcasts. Then if you want to see like an episode of the new show, you can go to podcasts, and then there's like a link to each of the individual like playlists for each of the different shows. And it's the same thing for like every other like podcast that we have as part of the network. And then you have a subscribe tab where it'll have like where to find us, whether or not it's on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. And then if you want to actually join us on the show or ask us a question via email, you can click join us on the show, and there'll be a contact form. You can like say your name, email. You can like I have a general question, put in the subject line, and then type your message, and then it'll send me an email, and then we can respond directly to you guys. Right, all of the pictures are like public domain.
Mm-hmm.
I love how it says Comics League powered by Tyler, just Tyler.
Yeah,
not even his last name, Tyler.
Yep.
And I love the background for the podcast. It's like all the different comic books stacked on top of each other.
Yes.
All right, so Lad, what are your thoughts at the fact that we now have a website?
That's really cool. I was saying that it makes us seem really professional. And it's really nice just to see, like, I guess all the work that been put into the podcast, that you and I have recorded together. We can see all of our shows right here. And it's kind of crazy because it's a lot of shows. I didn't really realize just how much content we've recorded and created over the last year or so. This is really cool. Just seeing it all visually. I think I just love the backgrounds, like you said. And I think anyone who wants to learn more about us, they can check out the website and just, scroll through all the fun stuff, or worst case, just stop by for the pictures.
Yeah, exactly. So again, this is essentially a one-stop shop at everything we do. If the show grows significantly, we may even put a blog on there. We can give you guys like comics reviews, comics discussions, movie reviews and such. So obviously this is subject to growth. And by the way, we've been working on this for like a good year, I think.
Yeah, it's been a little while, right? Yeah, it was mostly done a couple of months ago, but then things slowed down and stuff. But it's here now.
Yeah, and I'm really happy with it. But I was actually talking to Lab before we started recording. If it weren't for the Snyder cut, this thing would not exist.
That's right. Yeah.
Because I started this whole thing because of that movie.
That's right. No, that's a really good point. It's that's what started all of us down this path. So
really interesting. And then Lad, I drafted into service. I had to drag him kicking and screaming into the back of my car. And then I told him, "You're hosting my podcast."
I tried to fake an injury and flat-footedness, but it didn't get me out of this.
Yeah, he had a fake asthma, but still didn't work.
Yeah, unfortunately. No, this is great. This is great, and we're gonna be putting this in the description of every video. I think we can just include
every episode, whether that's audio or video, will have the link to the website in there, so you can go on there, see like all of our stuff. And in other words, if you're an audio person, because I only put Under Two Capes on audio, and you want to see the other stuff we put out, you can just go to click on the link to the website, and you can find everything we do.
Yep. So
you can actually see. And if you're only an audio person, you can see what we look like. You can see my glorious beard.
Yeah, yes, that's right. And it's going to be really cool if you just want to stay up to date with us. You don't have to stop by YouTube. You can kind of just check out our website and you can find our videos from right there. Link.
Yeah, exactly.
YouTube. So yeah, anyone who wants to stop by and check it out, just definitely let us know what you think. Leave in the comments what you think of the website, improvements.
Even the email.
Send us an email.
I mean this sincerely. If you guys have any thoughts on the site, any improvements or pretty much anything, you can go to the website and there's a nice little email tab, and we respond to every email. I know a few fans have started doing that, so I wanted to invite everyone else. We respond to every DM on Instagram or any of the socials, any email, and any YouTube comment. We respond to everything. So go ahead and interact with us. Let us know what episodes you want to have, and if you're interested in showing up on the show, just shoot us an email and tell us that.
Yep.
So what else can we talk about with the website?
So, I guess, what is your favorite show on the podcast right now? What's your favorite one to do every week?
Probably Under Two Capes, because, well, first off, I know it's Under Two Capes the most popular. And
let's check it out.
Yeah, and I like, by the way, that Captain America banner is so badass.
Yes.
But I guess I would say Under Two Capes, because there's more of a variety of. I like having like a larger variety of topics I can talk about, because that way it's easier to talk about stuff. You know what I mean? Right.
No, that's a good point. And so you click this over to the Under Two Capes podcast. Maybe you can just scroll us through some some of the latest episodes here.
Neon Green Hulk, yes.
Yeah, that one actually did decently well.
That actually did well too. And then when Mitch and I came up with the Old Man Ghost Rider comic.
Yeah, that's funny. So, yeah, you can stop by here. If Under Two Capes is one of your favorite shows also, you can stop by here and kind of just scroll through some of our back catalog of episodes right here. And you can just see, because it gives a little bit more description or visual aid to go along with as opposed to the YouTube. So yeah, you can just check it out here. I think the one of my favorite ones was the Snyder cut review, spoiler review on the side there.
First off, it was Lad's idea to do that thumbnail.
Yeah,
I think we did. Yeah, that was actually one of my favorite episodes we've ever done. But that's a good idea, Lad. What is your favorite episode we've done so far?
Oh man, that's a tough question, right? Like, there's been a lot of some episodes. We get a really good discussion going. Sometimes it doesn't need to be like breaking news topic. It's just like a really fun topic to cover. Like, I'm just trying to remember, like, our Batman versus Superman versus Wonder Woman debate was a really fun one.
The debate? Yeah, I like that one. For me, it's like between the debate and the Snyder Cut one. Snyder Cut one specifically because that movie was the whole impetus for this entire thing.
Right. And I really enjoyed the Superman One Woman comic run that we discussed over the last couple of podcast episodes.
Yeah, those are really popular. So we're definitely going to be doing more like where we go through an entire story arc instead of just one volume.
Right. It was really fun. I really loved the story, and I loved talking about it with you. And you kind of won me over a little bit towards that side.
Yes.
You've shaken my trust in Wonder Bat a little bit, and made me consider Super Wonder.
Because it makes more sense. By the way, I love Tyler's picture here. This is actually really funny. For his thumbnail for volume 1 of Superman Loves Wonder Woman, it's Batman and Wonder Woman.
Oh, I guess Tyler messed up on that one.
No. I'm not going to tell him to change that because that's actually really funny. Do not change that, Tyler. That is fantastic.
And then you're kind of funny.
It's ironic. I like that. It's staying.
Yeah, that's good.
That absolutely has to stay. That's so funny.
Yeah.
And then, and we may be doing more Zack Snyder themed episodes for like Justice League and the Snyderverse, depending on if Warner Brothers decides to do something about it.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point.
But actually, what I was thinking of doing, pretty soon we're going to be having a discussion on like old continuity versus new continuity and how Rebirth basically arguably messed up DC.
Okay.
Because I have a friend, Night Sky Wonder, I talked about her last week on the fan fiction episode, which by the way did fantastically.
That was a good episode. That was fun.
Yeah, so we did that, and she said I'm trying to have her come on the show, and then we're going to talk about like, because the whole idea between her and me is that she and I are both big Super Wonder fans, obviously, and Rebirth basically torpedoed that whole thing.
Yes, I mean,
we have lots of rants, so we have a big rant we're going to do on that one.
Yeah, I'm very sad for your loss. I meant to say.
I know you're sad because they've never done a Wonder Bat comic and never will.
Don't do this to me.
You search your feelings, you know it to be true.
The only reason they don't is because Batman comics probably sell so well that they can't afford to give them their, to just make him get distracted in his another comic run. He already has enough lines. He has the headline. There's a joke that if DC stopped publishing Batman comics, every comic book store would shut down. Probably.
Yeah, because he's Batman.
Because Batman. Yeah. Oh boy. No, this is fun to go back through it, honestly, seeing some of these past episodes. I really enjoyed some of the episodes that we did with a guest or two, like having Tyler on is a lot of fun. When Nicholas was popped in every now and then, and you had an episode or two with your cousin and such.
I plan on having, like, when the semester ends, a big panel episode where there's like, maybe we'll have 3 or 4 guests on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I'm planning a few topics we can have like a big group discuss.
Ooh, that'd be really cool.
We can do a big comic book trivia game with teams.
That would be really cool, actually.
So let us know what big group topics you guys would like us to see, and we'll definitely do that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I noticed we love guests, so I figured just get more guests on here. Just fill up an entire Zoom room of like 150 people.
Yeah.
That'd be hilarious.
Excellent.
Introducing everyone would take up the entire episode.
Yeah. That's a good point, actually. Oh, boy. So, yeah, definitely let us know in the comments what's your favorite part of the website. You know, we scrolled through it a little bit. Definitely go check it out. Just jump on that website. You know, just look around, find some favorite episodes, and yeah, just hang out. Let us know what you're thinking.
Yeah, it's a great site, and we love hearing from you guys.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
So, Masters of the Universe. All right, so Lad hasn't seen part 1. I've seen part 1.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings about part 1, mostly because He-Man's in there for like 5 minutes.
Oh, man.
And I get. Now, if they had just told us we're just going to see what happens when He-Man's not here, we would believe them and be like, okay, that's cool. That's a good idea. Yeah. But they marketed it like He-Man's in the whole freaking show. But guess what?
Right, it's gonna be like
the trailer is basically for part 1 was basically like the first episode.
It was like all the He-Man content in the entire first half of it.
That's why everyone is so concerned about part 2, because they have that trailer. The issue is that, yes, it shows lots of He-Man, but is that going to be the entire series? Or
I mean, I like you know, Teela a lot. Teela's a really cool character.
You may not like her in this show. She's annoying.
Oh, really? But I hold out faith for her that it's just that I guess people may have been hoping for like a really dark and edgy He-Man show, and if He-Man kind of like dies in the first episode, then they don't get to really see that as much. So that might disappoint to some people, but hopefully this part 2 is really hype.
Yeah, exactly. So now what I've seen from part 2 is, first off, surprising nobody, He-Man doesn't die.
Yeah. Somehow He-Man has returned.
I love the meme. Now, I saw a meme because Kathleen Kennedy just got renewed at Lucasfilm, and someone put, somehow Kathleen Kennedy has returned.
That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh boy. But yeah, so that type, the most thing I care about is from the trailer, and we're talking about the trailer, so if you don't want to know anything about it, there's spoilers ahead, obviously, so continue with caution.
If you somehow haven't seen the trailer in the month it's been out.
Yeah. So my favorite part is that we heard that Orko is going to be back, because when I heard that Orko died in it, I like really felt I was devastated, because Orko is obviously the best character in the entire show. He's my favorite.
When I was watching the show and he died, I'm like, well, that's ballsy.
Yeah, it's like, you did not just kill Orko off, okay?
Well, in the defense, they killed He-Man off in the first episode.
I guess that's true.
Literally, the first episode ends with him dying.
That's a good point.
So here's the thing about the show. First off, the animation is still gorgeous. I've said this many times.
Yes.
The animation is flawless.
Yes, it is actually amazing.
Electric Hammer. The story is kind of like iffy at certain points. Like I'm like, okay, guys, but see, I get why people were upset with part one because it was false marketing.
Yeah,
and they completely Tila is completely out of character.
Mm-hmm.
However, that being said, it's not a bad show. It's definitely intended for more mature audiences. Like, there's no boobs or like any like heads being chopped off, but they give it like a more mature version of the 2002 show.
Yeah,
it's like that level of violence. By the 2002 show, I just finished watching all of it. I am very glad I watched it.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh, that show is so badass.
Yeah, that show was really cool looking.
So anyway, back to He-Man. Now, lad, let me ask you this. When part 2 comes out, will you sit down and watch the show with me?
I gotta see on that one. I'm not sure. I haven't been like super into He-Man lately. I like to stay up with the news and hype of it, but I might have to catch up now that we're gonna get to see the whole thing.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean,
my question for you though is, do you think that part 2 can redeem the show for you?
Oh yeah, it definitely can.
You like the show.
I liked it, so it doesn't really have to. Can it redeem in the eyes of the fans though? That's the question.
Right.
It depends on what they do.
That's okay. How about that then? Do you think that part 2 could fix a lot of problems that people had with part 1?
Let me put you this way, because part 2 was so basically, first off, if it fixes it, they should never have divided it into 2 halves. That was the stupidest decision they could have done.
Right. I mean, it's only like a 10-episode show, so they should have just dropped it all at once. I mean, 5 episodes is so little content.
Particularly when the episodes aren't really that long. But second off, so if because they had such a big gap between part 1 and part 2, I guarantee you they've made some changes.
You think so?
Because of the fan backlash. Like, the fan backlash was so intense.
Yeah, I saw it was, people were really going at it online.
And it's bad when the fans are saying the 3D He-Man show that's basically He-Man in name only is way better than the actual show that's a sequel to the 80s cartoon.
Yeah, that's not a good sign.
Which I saw the 80s, I saw the live action show, and yes, it is fantastic. I love that.
The
3D one on Netflix.
Oh yes, that looked pretty cool. I did see it looked pretty spiffy, the designs and everything like that.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool. But anyway, back to Revelations. Now, yes, I believe that it has the potential. Will it take up on that potential? That's another question.
Yeah.
The problem is that can Kevin Smith recover from this? Because he's always marketed himself as like he's the geek fan.
Right.
The issue is that when Masters of the Universe didn't do so well, he was blasting the fans.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of went off a little bit online, and I think people noticed it and kind of got upset at him also. So that it was a very tense situation. Hopefully, part 2, hopefully he made a little bit of changes, or part 2 was gonna be a lot better. And people are just happy to watch the show again. You don't want people to be upset, with the end result. I mean, maybe some people will be like, oh no, why did this one character die or something like that? That just how a story has to go sometimes. But if everyone's just like the whole premise of the show, people are bothered by it, then something's wrong is going on, Now,
here's the question. Do you think fans will come back?
I think that all the people that were really upset about part 1, I think they're going to come back and check out part 2. Because even though they're really upset about it, they'll be curious to see if any of their criticism and complaining had an impact on it, and if there is a proper conclusion to the season. I think a lot of people still have hope for a dramatic show, and they'll be willing to give it a second chance.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm going to watch it because I liked it. I
It is,
try to
yeah.
like and find the value in everything because I recognize that it's art, and I don't like to say any art is trash, except
Right.
for the Black Widow portrayal of Taskmaster and Snowflake
Yeah.
in Safe Space. But besides that, I'm generally very accepting of stuff.
Yeah, like it's very hard for me to like consider something completely trash. Like everything really has some sort of value, at least for some demographic or for some age range, where it's kind of cool. You know, like I'm not like I'm usually getting, I'm not paying for this. Usually it's like free content, right? Like on YouTube
Mhm.
or on TV or I guess behind a Netflix subscription, but still, like I'm not paying like $10 or $20 and I get this show back and I don't like it, But yeah, we're just gonna see how it goes, I guess.
I know, yeah. I'm very interested to see if he can do this. I'm like
When is it released in?
3 days,
3 days. So 23rd.
third. Yeah. Oh boy, this is gonna be interesting.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how much people are how much they just if they're gonna come back. That's the real question. See, does it make the trending page on Netflix and stuff? Like if people, that'll be a good metric to see the people talking about it online. I'm sure we'll talk about that.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see. I think I have faith that they can pull something out of their asses. I think they can do this.
That's right.
Now, all right. So in terms of but I will say again, I am very happy I watched the 2002 show because, and yes, there is a YouTube like playlist we can watch all the full episodes.
Yeah.
I kind of like how they brought it sort of as a little more futuristic than He-Man already was. So I was like,
Uh-huh.
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. No, that was really cool though.
And I kind of like how He-Man's form is King Grayskull.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird because in the show they race bend King Grayskull in Revelations, which I get why they were doing it. But here's the thing: if He-Man's supposed to be like the physical form of King Grayskull, it's odd because Grayskull's black, but He-Man's white.
So does He-Man transform into?
No, it's not. They separate them. That may have been just something for the 2002 show.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. But yeah, no, there's a lot of cool stuff to look forward to this. I mean, hey, there's nothing really to lose here. It seems like it's going to be pretty hype.
It can either be really good or really bad.
Yeah.
My money's on really good. We'll see what happens there.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep an eye out on that one.
Yeah, we'll see. So let's see. Well, so in terms of, you know what, we'll jump into this other topic that Lad and I were thinking about. So recently there was an announcement that, okay, Dark Horse is going to be publishing the Star Wars comics now. Now, my question is, how badly did Marvel screw up that Disney took Star Wars from them?
Right. Well, Marvel is still producing their comics and stuff like that, and they're continuing with their continuity and the canon Star Wars. But it looks like Dark Horse Comics is now going to be doing Star Wars comics as well. And as everyone knows, Dark Horse Comics did it for a while back during the the old EU days, and they did a lot of classic storylines, like I believe what's it called? Shadows. Did they do some of the Shadows of the Empire comic book?
I think so, yeah.
And stuff like that. They done some really cool storylines, and so I mean it's kind of interesting because we get stories set in the Star Wars universe, and it doesn't have to strictly follow the canon. So they can develop some new characters.
Come on, Revan comics. Come on, Revan comics.
They could do something like that. We don't know for sure. Yeah, that's really exciting. So it's interesting to find non-canon Star Wars comics, right? Material. And there's gonna be more comic options.
Exactly. There's more Star Wars. There's more content. So I'm like,
yeah,
okay, cool. And there's less restrictions on the Dark Horse one. So I'm like, give me some new storylines, please.
Right. And I think it could actually be really good because sometimes I think the comics have to suffer due to the big storylines happening in movies. Like the big cool storyline has to happen in a movie or a TV show or a live action show. And then so the comic book can't use certain characters or properties or a cool idea because then they're like, oh, hey, actually, let's just, let's use that for a TV show instead. But now with the comic books having their own like canon here in DC, in Dark Horse Comics, they can do a lot of fun stuff. They can just do like a really epic storyline without having, that restriction of the canon.
Come on, Knights of the Old Republic. But I agree with you on that. But my question is, here's the thing. Here's why this theme seems kind of funky to me. Disney owns a comic book publisher.
Right. So
I'm sure it's more expensive to outsource it to Dark Horse.
That is the question, right? That is kind of weird because like Disney owns Marvel comics and they use them to produce their Star Wars content, which they also own. So they just can keep everything in-house. So it's kind of weird that they would outsource to Dark Horse. But I don't know.
It communicates to me that Disney probably doesn't care that much about comic books. They just care about money. And if Marvel's not producing it, they got to go to another place because it's public knowledge that the comic book industry is not exactly doing so well.
Mm-hmm. I read that apparently IDW Publishing has been producing some Star Wars comics over the last couple years. I wasn't aware of this because I
think
thought
they did High Republic. I think
Marvel
did that. I think
Marvel did High Republic, but I know IDW was doing like a young comic book series called Star Wars Adventures, which was more at like a younger demographic. So that is like a first instance of Marvel branching out to another company. But those were definitely like smaller, like younger demographic audience there. But this is like a big deal because like Dark Horse is gonna do some really cool stuff with it, and Dark Horse has experience making Star Wars comics before, so yeah.
And Dark Horse is like the publisher that does all of the tie-ins for like movies, TV shows, games. Halo. Marvel briefly did Halo comics before they went over to Dark Horse. Pacific Rim is done, I believe, by Dark Horse, and Star Wars, Dark Horse. I think Dune, the comic book, was done by Dark Horse.
Ooh.
Sorry, Dune was a kick-ass movie. I'm just gonna say that right there.
Yeah.
But did you see they showed a fight scene from Dune where everyone's like jumping around everyone, and they put the original 80s Power Rangers music in the background?
Oh man.
Because it looks like that. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing there.
Yep. That's pretty funny, actually.
No. Yeah, so I like it. It's more content, but I'm kind of worried for Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm like, you own a publishing company.
Right. Like, why would you ever just give it to someone else to do stuff with, right? That's kind of like weird, right?
That's like Warner saying, okay, we're going to let IDW do Wonder Woman comics now.
Right. What if Disney gave the Star Wars IP to DC Comics to produce some Star Wars comics by, DC?
Green Lantern meets Darth Vader?
Right. Like something weird like that. Dark Horse, what is Dark Horse? Dark Horse owns Spawn, I want to say.
That's Image.
That's Image, yeah.
And wait. With Image Comics, the company doesn't own any of the characters or IP.
Really?
All Image does is distribute it.
I see. That's interesting. That's definitely another way of doing that then.
That's another way, yeah. But yeah, it's like, oh my, okay. So yeah, there is a rumor that if Marvel does not get publishing, Disney is gonna outsource the comics to other companies and then just shut down Marvel.
Right.
except for the movies.
I feel like that'd be insane. I mean, like the comics have been around forever. Could they do something like
But
that?
wait, no, they can have another company do it. But here's the thing: there's better chance of us getting a Marvel DC crossover that way.
That's true.
All I want is Snyder cut Superman versus God Thor.
Yeah.
Or Wonder Woman versus Captain America with Mjolnir. Can I please get that?
That'd be really cool.
But once again, how great would it be if Marvel announced, okay, we're making a Squadron Supreme movie starring Ray Fisher, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Ray Porter.
Yeah, that's funny. That's a good.
That would be freaking hilarious. That'd be a big F you to Warner Brothers.
Oh man!
Oh, wait! And the cherry on the top, directed by Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
and it's the plot of Justice League 2 and 3, but he can do it.
Oh man, yes, that'd be really funny.
That would be hilarious.
Oh boy!
Right? Can you imagine Zack Snyder doing an Avengers movie? It'd probably be dark as hell.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it'd be like.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting. There'd be lots of slow-mo.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be hilarious if he did Avengers, because you know what that is? Payback to Joss Whedon.
That's true.
If they let him redo like the other two Avengers movies.
Oh man,
that would be hilarious if they did that. Because Whedon isn't exactly in everyone's good graces now. So imagine if Warner Bros. is like, we're just gonna redo all of Whedon's movies.
Yeah, that'd be kind of crazy actually.
And they redo them as Squadron Supreme movies.
Yeah, no, I mean, that'd be really, I mean, it's possible.
But well, possible. I'm waiting for a Squadron Supreme movie. They were supposed to show up in Loki.
I know, yeah.
They didn't. Spoiler for Lad, but
I'm
pretty sure you knew that. They didn't freaking show up. I was very disappointed.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing.
You know, it's like Power Princess shows up and then the starts playing. It's like all of the Justice League. They have Junkie XL do all the music.
Oh man, yeah.
They have the Zack Snyder cameo. He's a dude in the TVA.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to what we're talking about. But all right, so yes, I 100% acknowledge that it is a cool thing that we're getting more Star Wars comics, and with the addendum that there's less restrictions on what storylines they can do. Let Marvel publish all of the comics that are like the ones that they need to be in line with the movies, but let Dark Horse do whatever they want. Because you know what that means? They could do a Knights of the Old Republic comic book series as a test to see if it would be popular for a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I just want a Knights of the Old Republic movie. I think I'm pretty transparent on that one right there.
And we're getting the, Knights of the Old Republic remaster, aren't we?
Yes, and rumor has it that Kathleen Kennedy's has indefinitely delayed Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron movie due to creative differences. Yes. The rumor is to fill the gap, they're putting in a Knights of the Old Republic movie. Rumor.
That'd be crazy.
All right, let's let. I don't think we've talked about this. What do you think about the Rogue Squadron movie and like Rian Johnson's Star Wars movie being delayed because of creative differences?
I mean, so that's first off, the movie of Rogue Squadron being delayed, that's kind of sad because that was the only concrete movie news we had. Like Star Wars, I think it was like 2023. A standalone film about the Rogue Squadron being reformed during the, I think, 6 to 7 era or so. And Patty Jenkins put out that little sizzle reel where she was talking about how much her dad being a pilot was important to her.
And her climbing into an X-Wing.
Right, exactly, yeah. So we got like a little logo for it. It felt like this is happening, But now it's just a rumor, but that it's been delayed and we're not going to hear anything about it for a little while. And apparently Patty Jenkins was like saying that like people are like, just wasting their time and not really getting anything done because of creative differences. That's kind of sad because, I mean, we're not going to have a Star Wars movie for a little while then. And Rian Johnson's trilogy hasn't been talked about in forever, and that's rumored to be not happening. And the Benioff and Weizen, something like that, Game of Thrones people, they were supposed to make a series of Star Wars movies, and that thing kind of fell apart, and I think they left the project. The only other thing we know is Kevin Feige and Taika Waititi were making independent Star Wars films, but that just, out in the air at some point. So that means right now we have absolutely no Star Wars movies coming out anytime soon.
Which I'm kind of like a little relieved about because you get that franchise fatigue.
Yeah, I mean, it was really hype getting all those Star Wars movies with the sequel era, for good or for bad, some parts of it, but for the most part, it was
All
still
parts
fun
of
to
it
go
bad.
see. It was still fun to go see a Star Wars movie in theaters, regardless, and still had a lot of good, fun moments like Reylo and actually Reylo was the best part of the sequel trilogy.
Or Rey Skywalker.
Comics League will take an official stance on it that Reylo was the best part of the sequel trilogy.
That's not the official stance. I run this.
We 100% support it, and actually maybe we'll do an analysis of their romance the same way we did for Superman.
Where's this kick from Zoom call button?
Maybe we'll do an analysis. Actually, let us know in the comments if someone wants us to do analysis on Reylo and their relationship through Star Wars.
They didn't have a relationship.
Yes, they did. They did. It's real.
Right, but yeah, I think for franchise fatigue is real, and I think that's honestly what people are suffering from with even Marvel now, because you saw the Eternals didn't really do so well, but I feel like it's like none of the Marvel movies have performed like a Marvel movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can blame like the pandemic, the fact that they've done day-and-day releases, even if you have to pay. But really, if it's a Marvel movie, people should have shown up in droves for it. And there's actually a good amount of people that said after Endgame, well, I'm done. I was just waiting to see what happens with Endgame.
Yeah, I'm a little bit tuned out a little bit. Endgame was kind of like the climax for me. But yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I mean, at least with Star Wars, we have a couple animated. We have the animated Bad Batch show, which is phenomenal, really fun story for new fans and for old fans. Like new fans can get used to these, the Bad Batch, fresh characters that have never been in canon before, and Omega, and really just enjoy Star Wars and get involved with it. And really veteran fans like ourselves get all the references and callbacks to previous characters like Cad Bane.
There were so many callbacks in that show. I was like, oh my gosh.
It's really fun, And so I think it has a lot for new fans and old fans. It can just pull everyone in. Great animated series, a little more mature for like a little bit older demographic. I'm sure they'll do like another animated show for a little bit younger demographic for get people involved with Star Wars. But on the other side, we have many Star Wars live action TV shows in the works.
Book of Boba
Fett coming out really
next
soon. Next month.
We will be covering that on Star Wars, and then concurrently we will be covering Hawkeye on this show.
And that, like Book of Boba is gonna be really popular because it's like Boba Fett, like
he
Boba
finally
Fett,
gets a show.
Like we can have I'm gonna reenact
I used to have that one.
Fire on missile.
Look at that with toys.
And
Seismic charge.
Listen, Boba Fett is one of the coolest characters, especially back in the day before we had a lot more Mandalorians. Boba Fett was the coolest guy.
Back in the day when there were no Mandalorians, you mean?
I know exactly. Boba Fett was the coolest ever. I love the helmet. I love the design, and you know, we have this whole Mandalorian culture in Clone Wars and Rebels and a little bit in the movies, and now to bring Boba Fett back, I always
wait a
knew
second, not just bring him back, but make him a badass. You saw him in that episode of Mando where he like makes the stormtroopers run away.
Yes, yeah. Just seeing Boba Fett back in action, like surviving the Sarlacc pit in canon and coming back and having Tamara Morrison playing from the prequel era that.
Aquaman's father is Boba Fett.
Exactly. Just having that guy running around, going on missions and everything. That is awesome to me. I love that. And that's gonna be a really popular series. A lot of people are big fans of Boba Fett. We have that. We have the Obi-Wan TV show, which can have Obi-Wan,
Ahsoka, Anakin. Rumor has it Tamara Morrison as Commander Cody.
Yeah, they could just start.
I just got an idea. Here's an interesting idea. What if Commander Cody is hunting Obi-Wan?
That'd be kind of cool.
I know as far as the clones know, he's dead. So
right. But they mentioned Jedi hunters were out on the loose in the Obi-Wan little sizzle reel they put out.
An Inquisitor, right? It's an Inquisitor.
Right, Inquisitors. They mentioned the Inquisitors, right? But he could have other threats also hunting him down, chasing. We saw a little bit of Darth Vader in that little sizzle reel. That's crazy.
Played by Hayden Christensen, baby.
Hayden Christensen coming back.
He's back. And rumor has he's going to be in the Ahsoka show as well.
Right. That's cool. And we have, Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. She was great in Mandalorian.
Fantastic.
Still a big fan of, Ashley Eccleston. She's still the best in animated. But, we have a lot of awesome live action Star Wars projects in the works. It's going to be really fun to check it out. I'm okay with no movies for now because I think the live action shows are really, really good.
They are a movie.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really immersive.
Plus, the movie quality special effects. It's not like we're downgrading like from DCEU to CW.
CW.
I sent Lad today that clip of Barry and his daughter running in that infamous clip where they're doing this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, let me get this straight. People like that over the way Ezra Miller runs.
Listen,
this looks stupid.
Grant Gustin has the best, is the best. He's a treasure. We stand.
He's just now getting the last part of his suit.
Right.
He never had golden boots. I'm like, what the hell? He started off with the red logo, the very leather suit. And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yep. But, and the word on the street is actually, I just saw this like a couple minutes ago that an actor for Sabine has been casted.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Sabine Wren for Ahsoka. Wait.
Right.
That means that the Ahsoka show is them going to go find Ezra.
That's a good question, right? Because I'm trying to think, what would the Ahsoka show be about? Because Ahsoka is a really cool character, but I'm kind of felt like after Rebels, what is her purpose? Like in Clone Wars, she was obviously the young apprentice Padawan, and she grew up and learned that she couldn't trust just the Jedi Order, and they were mistaken. And then we see her kind of go out, right? And we see her go out on her own, and she eventually kind of gets roped into the rebellion, and she's doing stuff. She's running missions, and she teams up with some of the fellow Jedi like Ezra and Kanan. And then she died and came back. But then I was trying to understand, what is her purpose?
Yeah, she did die. I was like, wait, Ahsoka died?
Well, kind of.
In her defense, actually, she didn't die. She was just grabbed from outside time.
Right. Well, okay. She had that weird experience where she definitely came back different after that whole thing.
Yeah.
And I was trying, yeah.
I'm sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, I'm just trying to see what is Ahsoka's purpose now that the Empire is defeated, kind of in episode 6. What is she doing? What is
based upon the fact that they cast Sabine? I'm pretty sure they're finding Ezra, because if you remember at the end of Rebels, Ahsoka goes with Sabine to get Ezra.
Right.
And in Mandalorian, she asks, where is Grand Admiral Thrawn? And this is after Rebels. This show is Mando takes place after Rebels. That's the key part there.
Yeah, that's right.
And Rebels goes up until like almost after episode 6.
Yeah, you're right.
And this is like, and Mando is like years after 6.
Right, yeah, because Rebels, like the end of the story happens right before episode 4 happens. You know, like right before all the original trilogy happened, but then that like ending scene where they show everyone
post-credit,
the post-credit scene where they show Zeb go off and Hera's out, having adventures. That's around 5 years or so after episode 6. That's what they were telling us. And we know Mandalorian happens around 5 or so years also. So
yeah, I'm like,
So this is all like perfect timing here to see Sabine and Ahsoka. Is that going to be the premise of this? I'm kind of wondering, is Ahsoka going to be looking for Jedi knowledge that's lost? And she's looking for other Jedi survivors. And obviously Ezra is going to be a big part of that. But I'm hoping it's not just like the search for Ezra TV show, even though I'm a big fan of him. I want to see her like delving into the Jedi lore and trying to look for other survivors or other, important objects of history of the Jedi, maybe.
That's a good question. You could definitely, I would love that. They can delve into the lore of the Jedi Knights. Maybe she's walking through an ancient temple, and then on the wall is an inscription and Mask of Revan.
Yeah.
I was trying to find all the different ways they can make this guy canon.
Nice.
Besides naming a Sith Legion after him in episode 9, but not giving us any indication that it was named the Revan Legion.
Yeah, that's true.
I had to get the book to figure that out.
Yeah. I don't know. That's really hype. I mean, on Star Wars side, it's a little sad that we're not getting any movies for a little bit, but I think it's okay. There's a lot to explore with the live action shows and the animated shows right now. I think that's enough to entertain people. And it's okay to let Star Wars rest a little bit. You don't want to get more, movie fatigue. And Star Wars is a different franchise than Marvel. You can't just produce multiple Star Wars movies a year, or maybe even one Star Wars movie a year is too much.
It was getting a little bit too much. I'm like, really, guys?
Yeah.
Really? And plus the quality seemed to go down. The thing about going from episode 2 to 3 is that there was 3 years in between those movies. So it was like you saw a massive increase in quality.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
With these ones, it's like, man.
I'm still a supporter of the sequels in some regards. I'm still not just
where's this kick button?
I just like
this is interesting. I could mute you.
No, you mute me because you know what I'm saying is true.
No, that's not true. That's not the way it works. And by the way, if you want to hear more about our Star Wars coverage, you can go to comicsleague.com.
Yes. In the link below. In the link below.
In the link, yeah, we're gonna have it in the link.
And
or in the episode description.
I'm holding the link right now. Jared is gonna Photoshop the link, the website, right into the palm of my hand, and he's gonna have to track it around. I'm moving my hand. Jared,
watch. I'm not gonna do that, and then he'll be just doing this.
Yes. I know. Here, you better.
Lisa, may I have my link?
You have to Photoshop it now, otherwise it's gonna look bad.
Yeah, that's exactly. I'm not going to do it.
Oh boy.
But yeah,
But
I think that there's enough Star Wars content to like hold us over because you have Visions, which I still haven't watched. You have
yeah.
Bad Batch, you have Clone Wars, you have all these Star Wars documentaries are coming out, including one on Boba Fett that I'm definitely gonna watch. And then yeah, there's plenty of like shows coming out that's enough to like satisfy us until they figure out what the hell they're gonna do. Because let me put it this way, at least with the sequel trilogy, they had part of a plan before Rian Johnson came in, and then they had to like pivot, but at least it had an ending. So, and they already said they're not going anymore with the Skywalker people. So we'll see what they do. But I'm like, your fans have been vocal. Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes, can we get Knights in the Old Republic?
With that guy up there.
Yeah. I'm wondering, I know they said after 9 they were going to go away from the Skywalker saga, and it was going to be weird because we've never done that, even though Star Trek's done it all the time.
No, we have.
And,
We've gone away from the story. Mandalorian.
Well, I mean, in terms of like cinematic, in terms of motion picture, we've really stayed in the Skywalker saga, never like
Solo, Rogue One.
Solo and Rogue One, but I mean, Rogue One is really an Episode 4 prequel. Solo's probably the most.
It's Episode 3.5.
Yeah, Solo's the most we've gone away from the Skywalker saga, and I guess it's still Han Solo.
Because the Empire is even barely in that one.
Right. I mean, they said they were going to go away from the Skywalker saga like 2 or 3 years ago, and they said, "Oh, Rian Johnson's doing a trilogy with all new characters, and they're doing the Game of Thrones people are doing stuff." They made all these announcements, but now that those things have all sizzled out, I'm wondering if they may just go back to the Skywalker saga and give up that idea of going to another galaxy or something like that.
Or they'll
like
start
with
making
Knights of the Republic.
Or they'll start making High Republic movies. Oh god.
Oh no, not High Republic. Let's do Old Republic
with your girl co-pilot named Rock, and your ship called. This is actually the name of the ship. Are you ready? Vessel. This is how creative these people are.
Yeah, I mean, there's I think
creatively
it's okay
bankrupt.
The fact that they're doing the High Republic and they're putting all that multimedia effort into that is good, because that means they're leaving the Old Republic untouched for now. Like that means the Old
Don't
Republic
jinx us, lad. Don't jinx us, lad. That'll be the next one.
Yeah, the Old Republic era is still kind of. They'd have to change some stuff to make it work with the canon, but it would definitely be possible to do an Old Republic movies or series or something like that. I think it'd have to be.
Fans want it. The fans very much want it.
I'd want an Old Republic trilogy of movies, and then have at least 1 or 2 live action shows that tie into it with like a side character or one of the main characters going off on their own journey.
The show is the Mandalorian Wars.
Yeah.
And the first movie is Knights of the Old Republic, the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second movie is a Revan movie. Because there was a book that happens that takes place after the first game that explained why Revan went missing.
That's a good idea.
Call it the Revan trilogy. I'm sorry. I really want Revan. Played by Keanu Reeves. There have been fan casts of Keanu Reeves as Revan, by the way, and it looks spot on.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of hype with Mandalorians and stuff lately, so we'll just have to keep an eye out and see what next Star Wars news that we hear about.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be really fun. The point is, I'm excited for it, particularly since we're getting like the Knights of the Old Republic remake game. Which I'm hoping the rumors are true that they're going to put it on other systems besides PlayStation, because then I'm going to be really pissed off.
Right.
More than I already am with Disney, but that's besides the point.
Yeah.
But going back to what we're talking about, there's plenty of Star Wars content, and let's hope Marvel doesn't screw up more. Imagine they gave the comic book publishing rights to DC. Wouldn't that be hilarious? Then we'd get a crossover.
Oh boy, that's crazy.
That would be the greatest thing in the world if that happens.
Yeah. Man, that'd be really funny.
And then they make it so like the Marvel heroes fight the Justice League and get their asses kicked because that's totally what would happen.
Yeah,
We did an episode about that anyway too.
That's true.
But anyway, I think that's a good place to leave it, Lad. Unless you have anything else you want to bring up.
No, I think that's pretty much all that I was thinking about on my end.
All right, everyone. Just hope you enjoyed this episode. Remember, the website is comicsleague.com. One word. We will put the link in the description below, not in Lad's hands as he was waving them around like Doctor Strange. But so we have the website and we have lots of great shows coming up. We're trying to do a nice big panel discussion. That'll be in December when Lad and I finish school.
Yep.
Just so we can have like more people free to show up. I'll try and get Mitch back on. I'm gonna have Tyler come on and basically walk us through the website again, except explain like how he made everything because I think that'd be really fun.
Right. Yeah.
But and that's all I got. So hope you guys have a fantastic weekend and stay heroic, everyone. Bye bye.
See ya.